I wonder if it's safe to say rest in peace TNA Wrestling yet. But I guess on Impact, they've officially said that the name of TNA Wrestling is dead. It is now known as Impact Wrestling, brother. And believe it or not, I guess this was not a Hulk Hogan move, brother. Watch out what you doing, dude. So, yeah. TNA. Obviously, TNA had an episode tonight, and honestly, most nights I probably wouldn't be talking about TNA Impact, but I guess since so many things happened on this episode of Impact, and I know Impact Wrestling now, is not a very popular search on my channel. I understand that, and I understand why, and I understand why a lot of fans have given up on this company. But, you know, quite frankly, I just want to give my thoughts on it, brother. So, yeah, where should we start? I know I'm going to be, as usual, you know, when it comes to Impact, going to mix it around a little bit. But, you know, we had this little segment, you could say, when people, you know, as you guys know, they're trying to find out who's Matt Hardy's mystery partner. A lot of people think it's Jeff Hardy. You know, Jeff Hardy's coming back, whatever, blood, face, beer money. Beer money! For the TNA Tag Team Championships at Sacrifice. Which to me doesn't make sense because weren't Inc. supposed to be the tag team number one contenders? I guess they're too busy facing Mexican America. So anyway, Matt Hardy reveals his mystery partner, and it happens to be Chris Harris, who used to be a former tag team partner with James Storm back in the old days of TNA when they formed a tag team called America's Most Wanted. I believe they were I think Mike Tenay said they were 6-time TNA tag team champions, and they think that, you know, now Matt Hardy is playing the mind games with James Storm because they used to be tag team partners. So yeah, we'll see what happens at Sacrifice. I guess it should be an okay match. I mean, Beer Money always seems like they put on a good match. To me, they are the best tag team in professional wrestling right now. Without any, how can you say this? Without any arguments there. So yeah, should be a good match, I think. Then we had Crimson versus Samoa Joe versus Abyss in a triple threat match. This was supposedly hyping up the Abyss and Crimson match at Sacrifice. Crimson picks up the victory after Abyss hits the Black Hole Slam on Samoa Joe. Crimson basically spears him out of the ring, and then Crimson picks up the victory. So yeah. With that match, I want to see Crimson go over, but again, Hulk Hogan loves Abyss so much. It's like a security blanket over him, and Abyss probably will win, sadly. But even though we also know Crimson should come over, because let's face it, Crimson's the hottest thing that TNA has right now, working for them. So yeah. Then we had a backstage segment. You know, Tommy Dreamer was leaving, whatever. The camera guy was asking, well, Tommy, why'd you pile drive AJ Styles last week? Why'd you do that? What's going on? Tommy Dreamer said he has a personal life. He wouldn't understand, blah, blah, blah. And then comes out AJ. AJ say basically the same thing. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Tommy says you have no idea what it's like. You're too young. And then AJ goes over and says, I got 3 kids. So you talk about me being too young. It was a good backstage promo, I'm not going to lie. Setting up their match for Sacrifice, you know, AJ challenged Tommy to match at Sacrifice. So yeah, I really thought that, you know, if you asked me a couple of weeks ago if AJ Styles would have a match at Sacrifice, I would say I'd begin to bully Ray, but I never in my mind would have thought of Tommy Dreamer. Obviously, I think what TNA is trying to pull off with Tommy Dreamer is to have kind of like a John Cena situation. He doesn't want to do it, but he has to do it. You know, except for in this case, Tommy Dreamer doesn't want to attack, you know, Fortune and stuff, but, you know, in order for him to have a job to feed his kids and family, he's got to do it. So yeah, then we have the Jarretts, Karen and Jeff coming out wanting to make a truce with Kurt Angle, saying that this time he's sincere and that he doesn't want his wife Karen to get hurt at Sacrifice. I think this is a bad idea. Kurt comes out and says that he's tired of this, he's tired of everything, and that Karen Jarrett's basically going to get what's coming for her. So yeah, then we had the TNA Knockouts match. Miss Teschmacher and Mickie James versus Tara and Madison Rayne. It's kind of it's quite obvious, so obvious that Mickey's gonna win. I mean, seriously, at Sacrifice. I mean, Tara is literally shaking hands with Mickie James, and Madison Rayne is just standing there like, "Oh, there goes my bitch." But Miss Teschmacher does like some crazy roll-up move off the turnbuckle on Madison, picks up the victory, and yeah, more chaos for Madison and Tara. Then we come out with the surprise of the night. Mick Foley comes out when, right after Immortal, because Hulk Hogan, brother, wants to find out who the network is, brother, dude, because he's dying to punch him in the face, brother. So out comes up Mick Foley. Everyone's confused, going, what the hell? And Mick Foley announces that he's the network, that every time Hulk Hogan's tried to make a move, he's countered it. When Jeff Hardy became World Heavyweight Champion, he countered it by having Sting and becoming World Heavyweight Champion. Basically, he's kind of checkmate, as he would say, over everything that Mr. Hulk Hogan, brother, has done to, his own moves, and said that he has announced the mistress, Kurt Angle's mistress. And it happens to be none other than China. That's right. Former women's champion, former intercontinental champion, China, is the mistress of Kurt Angle. So at Sacrifice, it's going to be Kurt Angle and China versus Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett. Wow. I'll admit, China does look good. I mean, especially since the whole freaking thing she's had in her personal life with the whole drugs and whole sex tip she had with Shaw Waltzman, aka X-Pac, back in the day. By the way, it wasn't X-Pac that tapped her, she tapped him. If you ever watched it, you know what the hell I mean. But, anyways, yeah, so China is the mistress of Kurt Angle, and it's going to be wanting to kill Karen Jarrett. You could tell Karen Jarrett's face, she sold that kind of like, my life sucks, I want to die right now kind of mode. She sold that kind of good, I'm not going to lie. So anyway, then we had a battle royal to determine the future #1 contender for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Not at Sacrifice, but at Slammiversary. The 20-man battle royal. The final two guys were Bully Ray and Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson throws good old Bully Ray over the top rope, and Mr. Anderson decides to become the new. Well, I can't say new, but you could kind of say new #1 contender for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And we had backstage segments with Sting saying that he can't wait to face Mr. Anderson, defend it. RVD comes in saying, don't act so confident, I could be world champion. Mr. Anderson says, I'm going to be quite good shape, I'm quite the opportunist at Slammiversary. So yeah, that was TNA Impact. Or should I say, Impact Wrestling, brother. Because no longer TNA. No, can't say TNA. It's Impact. Where wrestling matters. What is this? Like, freaking WWE decides to take the wrestling out of it. TNA wants to get rid of TNA and just put wrestling in there to shove it down our faces. And not the fact that they take the TNA out because, Velvet Sky and Angelina Love aren't showing the pigeons anymore, so they take the tits and ass out of the freaking thing. Just, yeah. So what you guys think of Impact Wrestling, brother? Because, dude, this is going to be a great pay-per-view, brother. And I can't wait to see the main event, brother. And apparently TNA is thinking of possibly having Hulk Hogan versus Sting, brother. By the way, I can't wait to see that, brother. Because right, brother, dude, I can't wait to see a Mama Joe Mama of freaking Sting versus Hulk Hogan, brother. I am out, dude.